Alright guys, so this is my full review of the Sony XBR70X850B 70-inch 4K 3D TV. Just in case you missed my unboxing video earlier, well, about a month and a half ago, here it is again in about 30 seconds. And basically what comes in the box is 2 remote controls, 2 pairs of active 3D glasses, and of course the 70-inch television itself. Now this TV at all times requires 2 people to move it around. I don't care how strong you are. It's not that the TV is even heavy. It's just that it's very awkward shape being 70 inches. So unless you have arms as long as Shaquille O'Neal's, don't attempt to move it by yourself. You could possibly damage it. So here it is out of the box. As you can see, it's a very good looking TV. It has a very slim design. The actual dimensions are, it has a width of 62 inches, a height of 37 inches, and a depth of 1 1/4 inch. As far as the body construction goes, this TV has a premium look and feel to it. The entire body is pretty much aluminum, so the front and the back has a matte black finish to it. The sides have a aluminum slash silver grayish look to them. In fact, the only plastic you're gonna find in this TV is pretty much the camera, the power cord, and the buttons. Now this TV pretty much does have a frameless look to it. The bezel surrounding the edges is right around 5/8 to 1/2 inch thick, so it has a pretty sleek design, so it's going to be great for mounting on walls, and it makes the picture really pop out, and you'll see that later on. Here's a look at a 4-year-old Panasonic 50-inch plasma. As you can see, the bezel on this TV is a whole lot bigger. By the way, this is one of my favorite TVs of all time, this Panasonic plasma. Still works great. As far as inputs, outputs go, they are all on the back of the television. You have 3 USBs, 4 HDMIs, 1 audio out, 1 IRN, 1 serial control, 1 Ethernet, 1 digital audio out, and 8 video audio inputs. So you pretty much have everything you need to hook up whatever you want, and that's pretty much expected on a high-end TV. On the back of the TV, you also have this little control panel as well, just in case you lose both remotes or they both run out of batteries at the exact same time. We also have a power cord that's not detachable and a hideaway camera. So when you turn this TV on for the first time, it's going to walk you through a few simple options. For example, set up the internet either through an Ethernet cable or Wi-Fi. Select a language, turn on or off automatic downloads, and select whether or not you're going to use the built-in tuner or use a set-top box. Now, starting with the remote controls, you can use either this one or this one. They both work perfectly fine and are both capable of doing the exact same thing. However, 95% of the time I use this one right here just because I like doing things the old-fashioned way. And there's no explanation needed on how to work this one. This one can get the job done as well. It's a little bit more innovative because it has a touchpad style remote, and there's certain gestures you can do to take certain shortcuts on the menu, and it's pretty responsive overall. I just don't find myself using it that much. Now, as far as settings go, this TV has a lot of settings, so you can adjust or calibrate this TV to your liking. You can even hire a professional calibrator, which is what a lot of professionals recommend when you buy a TV of this class. Now, I'm not going to walk through every single option or setting on this TV. That would take probably 20 minutes to explain everything to you, but I just wanted to show you that navigating through the menus are pretty fluent. Everything is easy to read, easy to use, and the operating system is pretty responsive overall. Now to apps. Apps is a big thing that every smart TV pretty much has these days, and this TV has no shortage of apps whatsoever. With that being said, this is where you start to experience some lag, and it's not consistent lag. For example, when you open up Netflix, one day, let's say at 7 o'clock p.m., it'll take 7 seconds for Netflix to open up. The next day, 7 o'clock p.m., it can take 20 seconds for Netflix to open up and all of its content to load. And each app is different. And there's actually some days where Netflix or Hulu just won't open up at all, and I have to refresh the internet signal, which reminds me, let me just show you this now. This is a little thing I kind of found out, and that is that every so often this TV will not load anything that requires the internet. And even though your internet connection in your house, your Wi-Fi router can be working perfectly fine and everything else loads, this TV will not get a signal. So what you have to do is refresh the network, and that works 99% of the time. And that's an issue that hopefully they fix in a future update so that it doesn't happen so often. Another feature this TV has is if you happen to lose your paper manual, this TV has a built-in iManual to help you out with support. Now, as far as 3D is concerned, this TV comes with 2 pair of active 3D glasses, and this TV is also able to convert 2D into 3D. And I'll just tell you right now, that feature pretty much sucks in my opinion. I have yet to have found any content I've turned 2D into 3D and it actually looked good. I've tried a couple different things, cartoons, movies, video games, they all suck in my opinion. So don't waste your time with that, stick with native 3D content. Now, as far as native 3D goes, the 3D content looks amazing, especially with this 70-inch model. I truly believe that if you're going to get a 3D TV and you really want to take advantage of the 3D features or the 3D feature, you want to go with 70 inches or bigger. The bigger the better when it comes to 3D. That's my opinion. I have a 50-inch plasma that shows 3D and it looks good, but it's still hard to get that immersive feeling when the TV's not that big, and 50 inches is not considered that big anymore. But with this 70-inch model, I truly believe I'll find myself looking at a lot more 3D content now that there's a lot more space to look at it on. So native 3D on this TV is what you want to look at. It's good. Now as for the actual 4K content itself, and by now I assume most of you probably know what 4K content is. If you don't, I'll break it down for you really quickly. And basically what it is this. It's basically 4 times the resolution of a standard 1080p HD TV. So with a standard 1080p HD TV, you have 1920 pixels across and 1080 pixels from top to bottom, which gives you a total of 2,073,600 pixels total on a standard HD TV. Whereas with a 4K TV, you have 3,840 pixels across and 2,160 pixels from top to bottom, which gives you a total of 8,294,400 pixels total. So for every 1 pixel on a 1080p TV, they fit 4 in the same space on a 4K TV. So you get a lot more detail with 4K TVs. Also, you can sit a lot closer without losing any detail. And there's a lot more benefits as well. Now this TV has a 120 Hz refresh rate, which is great for keeping up with fast-paced action and sports. It also has a dynamic contrast ratio of over 1 million. It upscales everything you watch into 4K. Native 4K is going to be obviously better. It also is powered by Sony's TRILUMINOS Display technology, which is supposed to create natural and true shades of colors. And I can attest to both of those things. This TV is great at reproducing natural looking colors and not colors that are overly saturated. Now as far as the refresh rate goes, it's really good as far as gaming goes. I haven't played a game yet that this thing didn't keep up with or gave some type of motion issue. Now as far as watching sports goes and watching high-end action movies, the refresh rate is good as well. Like I said, it's 120 Hz, but that sometimes can be misleading. And there have been times, especially with this particular TV, and it doesn't happen that often, but there's been some, I would say, very minimal motion issues. For example, I was watching Superman Returns just the other day, and that movie has some pretty intense action scenes. And you can, if you're sitting the closer you're sitting to the TV, the more you notice it. Where if there's some really fast moving action, it produces a little bit of ghosting. Again, doesn't happen all the time, and it's definitely not that bad. But the 120 Hz refresh rate, again, can be misleading on certain TVs. And with this TV, it's definitely not perfect. But overall, as far as motion goes, this TV definitely gets a pass. You know, again, I'm actually, when I'm watching TV, I'm looking for these type of things. So I'm looking for the slightest imperfection. If you're not like actively looking for it, you more than likely won't even notice it. And overall, the 4K content on this TV is really good, or should I say the 4K quality on this TV is really good. In fact, everyone that's come over and seen the TV is really impressed by it, and 95% of what we watch is 1080p, but it upscales that to 4K. In fact, the only 4K content you can really find right now, there's quite a few on Netflix, Amazon Prime, and there's quite a few more on YouTube. And they all look pretty good. And there's one more thing about this TV I wish was better as well, and that is brightness. I wish that it could get a little bit more brighter. The last thing to touch on is the sound quality, and I will say that this TV sounds better than most as far as the built-in internal speakers go. But with this type of TV, you might as well go ahead and get the entire package. So I would definitely upgrade to a surround sound system, or at least a soundbar, just to get some bass so you can get more of an immersive experience.
Jason wins fatality.
So in conclusion, if you want that feeling as if you're looking through a window into your favorite movies, games, or TV shows, the Sony 70-inch 4K LED 3D HD TV provides that experience for you. Also, if you're looking to future-proof your entertainment center, this is a great place to start. So take care, I'll see you guys in our next video, and thanks for watching.